We are going to be showing you our Mac app and our newly released desktop app, which is really exciting. You can now use it from your PC, any browser, any device. We can't wait for you to check it out. We're really excited to show it to you. We also just released AI dubbing and custom templates, both available on Mac and on our desktop. So we're going to walk you through that. I dropped in the links already in the chat for how you can download Mac and how you can access desktop in case you want to follow along at home. And I'm going to pass it off to Eli.
Okay, cool. So thanks, Mara. Thanks, everyone, for letting us know about the issues we had. Let's keep things moving. All right, so we're all here because we want one thing, use Captions on a computer. And the good news is you can. As Mara mentioned, both apps are in beta, both the Mac and the web app. So Mac app works for Apple Silicon, for Intel processor. That's what I have up here. So if you are a Mac user, recommend going to captions.ai/download. Click on download for Mac, choose your chip, and you're off to the races. Even if you're on Mac and you just don't want to download the app, you can go to desktop.captions.ai. This goes for PC users, Mac users, Linux users, Chromebook users. You're on Safari, Chrome, Edge, Firefox. What do we miss? Opera,
Internet Explorer.
Internet Explorer, if it still exists. Basically any browser you want. We're obviously working on support for every single browser, but as long as you're on a modern browser, it's going to work. So for today's purposes, I'm going to do the demo on Mac. Mac and web app are nearly identical. You won't notice any differences. So yeah, let's open up the Mac app. I already have a project open, but let's kind of start from the beginning here. Okay. All right, let's do, okay, so in your project screen, you can simply drag in a video or upload a video. We support all video formats. You see I've got some MOV, MP4s, and I imported a video earlier of Chloe, one of my favorite cast members from Saturday Night Live. So let's listen in right here.
I saw this apricot couch and I had to have it. I just love the color of this couch, and I love this tiger pillow. These pillows over there are from Pearson Ward. I have like a huge...
Okay, yeah, it's pretty much exactly the same as on an iPhone. I'll start at the bottom and move my way up. So first things first is we have our word editor and timeline. So I'm just clicking and dragging left to right, which is really nice with my trackpad. I can do the same actually with this thumbnail at the bottom. And what's great is we also have this timeline at the bottom with 5-second increments that you can get through here. We also, of course, the benefit of being on a computer is that you have a beautiful keyboard, large screen. So if you simply click and type the spacebar,
tassel chain air.
Really nice and easy to start and stop the video. You can also use the left and right arrows to go from word to word, which is super helpful. And if you want to stop on a particular word, you can click and you can change the spelling if you want. So for instance, this one had a chair, comma. I want to get rid of the comma. Just simply delete and return, and it is locked in. So really, really helpful. You can also tab in between. Let's see if Shift tab works too. You can go left and right that way, or left and right just simply with those arrows. I know you can't see my fingers, but I'm just using the arrows here. Another thing, this particular style is all caps, but if you did want to change a particular word, you can do so there, and you can change those other settings in another section, which I'll show you. So moving our way up, we already talked about play and pause. We also have 10-second increments, forward and back. And then on the left side, we have emphasize, where you can emphasize a particular word or de-emphasize a particular word, and you can decide to supersize it or not as well. Okay, so we also have templates, and if you download the app even a week ago, this is already updated. We have presets, just like we do on iPhone. You can change the settings, the color, and we've got quite a few options here. I think these are also almost identical to the ones on iPhone. If not, they will be soon, but I think there's over 20 here. If you do want to make some individual changes to this one, oh, and by the way, you can move the captions, you can make them smaller and larger, you can rotate, and yeah. Okay, so the next section here is in styles where you can actually update and customize how they look. And I will start at the top. So text color, obviously you can do an override. The emphasis color is what is being shown here at the moment. So let's do a nice yellow. Background color doesn't apply for this particular style. An active word background will do red. Okay, so we've got different variations of red. Let's see.
I have like a huge pillow addiction with tassels.
Okay, so that's the colors, the primary colors. You can decide to turn on or off the active word color. Let's go to a particular word that might have it. Let's make it bigger. There you go. Active word background. And that's why the active word background was off. So if you do see that it's not working, it just means that active word background is toggled off, but you can actually change it if you like that way. Cool, so we've got some good settings here. We have styles. You can decide how many lines per page, 1, 2, 3, or 4. The reason that all 4 aren't showing here is because of the active word. Next, we have fonts. All the fonts are right here. Soon we'll support being able to add a custom font, and I think we're going to add a search bar into this font section as well so that you can find them even faster. You have alignment to the left, center, and to the right. And under attributes, you can decide to disable or enable punctuation. Okay, so here we have transition. This is how the active word and the background transitions. So let's see how that looks.
Tassel chair, velvet. I like
In from the right, which is pretty cool. Let's take a look at jump.
France. I'm not French. I like England.
And then the captions transitions is also what you're seeing. So here is fade.
I'm not English, but I like to pretend I'm in a hotel. That's like my whole goal.
All right, and then the target. So this is how the captions actually appear in the individual phrase. So the target can be on the page, it can be on the line, or the word. So this is how the captions actually appear, either word by word, letter by letter, or line by line. Cool, and then lastly, a feature that's pretty fun is randomize, which basically just puts all of the captions at a random angle, just a little to the left and to the right to help with engagement. So I'll click play and show you that.
I call this the clotel. Gross, sue me. People lately have been like, wow, it's like so.
And then if you want it back to normal, you can either toggle it off or just adjust it that way, and then it's gone. Cool, all right, some other updates that we made, and I'll tell you a little bit of what's coming as well. We just made an update to exporting, so there's now more advanced options. You can decide the frames per second. This original, we recommend using the same as the original video, but if for some reason the export is different, doesn't look great, you can always change it that way. And then for bit rate, if you want lower quality, medium, high, or just do what we recommend. When we export the project, it will show immediately in your download section. Okay, so I'm actually going to move away from this project and show you what dubbing is like, and then I'll show you exactly how it's done. So what's great is we have autosave. All you need to do is click home, and every change you've made has been saved. But before I do that, I'm actually going to say, I really like how these captions look. I want to use these in the future. So before I leave here, I'm going to go to templates. I'm going to go all the way to the top. I'm going to click custom and click new template. That will create a template with my current settings. And I will call this Chloe. Now I know I can always come back here. This is the video that I used. You know what? I don't want this one anymore. You can delete it. So everything you need is right here. Cool.
Nice.
All right, let's go back to our project section. So as promised, we have added dubbing into the Mac and web app. So by the way, in order to upload a video, I'll show you what that looks like here. You just click upload. I'm gonna do Chloe Captions, kind of the original. Takes a few seconds to import. And then once you have that, you can actually choose your caption settings. And I think it is this one. Yep, okay, so here we have spoken language. Select the language spoken in your video to add captions. So we have English. We also have another 30 to 40 languages. This is the same list as we have on iPhone. So lots of languages supported. So English. If you just want the captions in the original language, you say no translation, but we also support dubbing into other languages. And if we don't support dubbing, you can just have captions in other languages. So Arabic, Czech, Danish, German, all these are dubbing. So we'll do French. You click AI dub to French. That'll take about a minute or two. But again, we're going to do a little movie magic, and we're just going to show you what that looks like right here. Okay. So here's Chloe Feynman in French.
J'ai vu ce canapé abricot et je devais l'avoir. J'adore la couleur de ce canapé et j'adore cet oreiller à motif tigre. Ces oreillers là-bas viennent de Pearson Word. Je suis très dépendante de leurs oreillers. Les pompons, c'est mon autre passion. J'aime.
Pretty cool.
It sounds just like her.
Yeah, it really does. So some exciting things that are coming to add even more features to what we just showed was, and kind of as a recap, you upload your video, caption in the current language, you can add captions in another language, you can dub the video into another language with a voice match, so that sounded a lot like her. And then next what we're working on is we're taking the technology from our lip dub app and putting it into both our iOS app and our desktop apps. This means that not only will Chloe be speaking in French, but on the frames where we can see her face, her lips, mouth, and entire face will actually match that of the new language. So it'll be pretty amazing to be able to have her not only see this video, not only in the original language, not only in French, but also looking as if she's speaking it. So we think this is going to really push the envelope, and there's some really amazing things coming here. So AI dubbing, if you click here, you can actually look at different segments, and this is helpful for seeing and making changes to the timing as well. Cool. And you can also hide the captions if you like. If you simply wanted to use this for a different purpose, we will be adding in eye contact, which is really popular from iPhone, all the other features, denoise, AI music, yeah, all the same features you know and love from iPhone. Additionally, in the next version, which should be out sometime next week, is being able to trim clips and delete clips as well. So you can actually do some real video editing, not just captioning. Okay, I think we're pretty much finished here, but I do want to show you one video. I wanted to see what Messi would sound like if he spoke English, so let's listen to his original in Spanish and then listen to him in English.
Bueno, buenas noches, muchas gracias. Bueno, antes que nada quiero agradecer a toda la gente que votó, que me...
Okay, let's listen to him dubbed into English.
Well, good evening, thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank everyone who voted and made me the winner of this award. I'm obviously delighted to share this with my fellow national teammates. Once again, this award symbolizes what we achieved with the Argentine team.
So pretty good, and I can see how lip dub plus AI trim will cut out all those short segments of pauses, but pretty amazing to be able to see what people might sound like in another language. So I have a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, it's really fun to try it out with yourself too and hear yourself speak another language.
Yes.
It's so fun.
Cool. All right, so that was the Mac app. I think I covered almost everything. As promised, I will go back to the web app and just show you basically everything works exactly the same. I'll click in here. I'll do Messi Original. Give this a few moments to work, but you start asking your questions and we'll start answering them in a few moments. So
and feel free to also leave any feature requests or ideas of what you'd love to see on Mac and desktop in our chat. We always want to hear what you want to see so that we can try and help bring it.
yeah, so in this case, let's see Messi in Spanish with no translation. So let that work for a few moments.
Okay, let's hop in the chat.
Yep, and just a reminder, if you want to join our Discord, it's discord.gg/captions. And if you have any feature requests, you can go to captions.candy.io. And from here, you can actually leave feature requests specifically for the Mac app or the PC and Windows app. We might actually combine those because they are pretty much the same on the back end. So if you have any idea, something like, eye contact, clearly this exists for iPhone and you can recommend it here, but we already know this one, we're definitely building it, but feel free to submit it if you like.
Awesome. Should we see if the video?
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bueno, buenas noches, muchas
Those are some big captions.
gracias. Bueno, antes que nada quiero agradecer a toda la gente que
Okay, yeah, all the same stuff. If you didn't see this top section, you would think I was in the Mac app, but it's nearly identical. Awesome. Should we take some
Let's
questions?
take some questions. All right. First up, I see a question from James Hicks. Thank you for joining. Will the ability to create AI shorts come to desktop as well?
Great question. Eventually, yes. I don't know the roadmap at the moment. It might actually even be a standalone web tool. Yeah, I'll find out for you, James. And happy birthday, by the way.
Also from James, will direct publishing to socials come to desktop?
Direct publishing to social. This was asked last week, no?
I think maybe?
Yeah, I think the same
Yeah.
question was asked last week. And who asked it?
James.
James. Oh, James, yeah. So what James is asking is being able to publish the videos you create automatically to YouTube or TikTok or Facebook, things like that. We've definitely talked about it. It's not in our immediate roadmap, but we can see that really finishing the process of pre-production, production, post-production, and then actually sharing. So it's definitely top of mind for us, but it's not going to be in this year, which I think we have 53 days left, so that'll be a tough one. But great feature request.
And James said he's rocking a fancy hat today, so
Nice.
he has lots of questions. Nice. Okay, question from Christoph. I think we kind of answered this already, but we'll answer again. Are other AI features available on desktop, like AI trim and AI
Yeah,
settings?
all the features are coming. I'll take out my phone just to make sure I don't miss any, but I think pretty much everything is expected to be added. Eye contact might be the first one added. That might even be by the end of the year. I'm just going through here. We've got zoom, title, images, eye contact, and trim. So we'll definitely have trim, manual trim. That should be in next week or the week after. Sensor, spotlight. I think spotlight will be there as well because that's basically emphasized with a few other features. Denoise, sounds, music, and voiceover. So all of these will be added in the right order. And I don't know what the exact order is.
But they'll be coming.
But they're coming.
Yeah, a few people asked about Zoom, so good to know that that's a highly requested feature because we can let our team know that that's being asked for. Maybe we can get that onto the roadmap faster. Let's see. I'm not sure what this means from Yolak X. Do you plan to replace the mouse tool?
The mouse tool.
I'm wondering if they mean on Mac.
I'm not sure. If you have any more information you can share, that would be great. But the Mac app and the web app will work with both trackpad and mouse, but I'm not sure what the exact question is.
Cool. And then also just more questions about AI on desktop. One thing, in case some of you didn't know, you can actually do AI eye contact from our web tools. It's not integrated into the desktop app, but this is something that you could also do if you don't have an iPhone or don't want to use your iOS device. We do have a few tools that are available from our web that are also free.
Yeah, so this is a free tool, simply import it here, and then I guess you could export it and then import it back into Captions Mac or Captions Web if you want. But this means it should be fairly easy to implement eye contact into the Mac and web app.
Yes, definitely.
And actually, I did get a note from our head of engineering. So here's what's in store. In the next week or two, the app's going to get a little bit of a refresh. We're going to add some more templates, and the styling will match more of what iOS is. The next week or two after that, you'll be able to adjust line breaks. You'll be able to add a word and delete a word.
Oh, nice.
That's really nice. And then also adjust timestamps, which means if we didn't get the timing exactly right, you can drag it to the right portion. And then by the end of the year, we're going to try and get lip dub in and eye contact, if not by the end of the year, early next year. So we're really making a lot of progress, and yeah, we're getting there.
Another question from James, will B-roll integration eventually allow for full screen B-roll instead of just as an overlay as it is today?
I just saw an updated roadmap. I know that video B-roll is definitely something we're working on in the short term. Yeah, and I guess what you're asking is, can you either or both add a clip in between two portions of a clip or at the end, or can it actually just be overlaid? I think we'll let you do both.
Perfect. And then we have a question from Yolette. This is, I think, asking about lip dubbing. When you are translating from English to French, for example, you replace the voice. Do you plan to also replace the lips?
100%. So if you go to lipdub.app, you'll see that we actually have a standalone iPhone app at the moment. So if you're an Android, I do apologize. But if you can get your hands on an iPhone, this is pretty amazing. Showing my friends and my dad, I even showed my grandma. Basically being able to translate your voice into any language and then the lips match. We have a 1 minute limit for this app, but when it's into Captions, it'll be the full size. And we actually just tested it yesterday on our daily bug bash. So LipDub on iOS should be out in the next 2 weeks.
Really exciting.
I would feel comfortable saying.
We also have a question from Mr. P. Will we support files above 750 megabyte?
Yeah, the long-term plan is that we can do a lot of this processing on your computer, and the better computer you have, the faster it'll be. But yes, right now I think we have a 750 megabyte max with a 10-minute limit, but you can definitely expect that to increase as we get, and I think you saw when I opened up the Mac app, there was like a little bit of a delay. We're gonna make everything much faster, but first we wanna get the basics in before we start processing 20 and 30 and 40 minute videos. So we wanna make sure we have the right quality for you. Yeah.
Awesome.
But yes, absolutely.
And then a question from, I'm not sure if it's Pilea or Pilea Agency, a general feature request. Can we have the ability to modulate the audio level from which the silence cutting cuts?
This may be over my head. If you can add any more information, that would be helpful. But if you're talking about audio levels in general, I know that with LipDub on iPhone, which is coming in the next 2 weeks, you can adjust the volume of the person's voice. So there are some more voice controls coming soon. So hopefully that answers it. I don't know if we're going to do what you're asking for on Mac in the short term, because I don't know what it is. feel free to add more information or send us a message on Discord. We can try and help.
Awesome. Well, if no one else pops any other questions in the chat, I think that covers it for today's live stream. Thank you all so much for joining. As always, if we didn't have time to answer your question or you have something else that you think of that you would like to ask or a feature request, please join our Discord, ask us there. You can always DM us. We answer pretty quickly. You can also reach out to us through our in-app support. One thing we will show you, if you're using Mac or desktop, do you want to show them how they can access support from there?
Yes, basically we have a link up here from help to the help center. We will be integrating the chat a little bit better in the next couple of weeks, but this will take you to our help center and then you can send a message on the bottom right. Just let us know that you're coming from Mac or web so we know for sure. And then the web app will have it integrated shortly. I think there'll be a little question mark up here and you can just get support right here.
Awesome, perfect. Well, thank you all so much for joining, and we'll see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.